No cause no drama, but the bam bam hold me mama. I just wanna take you home with me. Don't really wanna intervene, but did you come there with your team? She said no, no, no. Tell me to go so I can leave. If I rudely intervene, she said no, no, no. That look like trouble in the morning when the niggas start to act up, when the music starts to pump up. Oh, girl, I'm taking you home with me. Trouble in the morning when I'm nowhere close to sober. When the party hours over and everybody ready to jump and wave.
It's the music. Rhythm up. Set up the fence and give me what. Hold on for me and give me jump. Keep on your shoes and climb on top. Cause she know how I like it. Set up the fence and give me what. Hold on for me and give me jump. Keep on your shoes and climb on top. Cause she know how I like it. Go down and I'm going. Come up and I'm coming. In the center I just walking. Cause I know how she like it. Go down and I'm going. Come up and I'm coming. In the center I just walking. Cause I know how she like it. Y'all bounce on it, stick on it, roll on it, catch on it, tip on your toe and drop right down on it. Y'all bounce on it, stick on it, roll on it, catch on it, tip on your toe and drop right down on it. Since you put it on me and got me feeling like this. Give me what you got for me, don't bother. This is my favorite song. Yeah, do anything you want and I won't resist. Give me what you got for me, don't bother. Give me. You can bring me on this pole, make your body big. If the music stop, take a little wine on this spot.
She promised me, but it got me back. She'll dance with me in the festival. I went to town, riding on a rhythm. I went to town.
It is the rain has ceased and it's back to being a quiet night here in Grenada. It is the 9th and final day of the ECCB 5th International Netball Series. The final 2 matches of this year's tournament are getting ready to shoot off. They were scheduled to get underway at 7 p.m., but there was a slight rain a short while ago. The courts are 99% dry, so we should see the games getting underway shortly. But in the meantime, let's speak to each other. My name is Blossom Alexis Welsh, your commentator for this game, and I am ably joined by the lovely.
Hi, I'm Karen Celestine, and I'm here with you again for this final game.
And this game, we will see Cayman Islands coming up against St. Lucia. This is going to be another one, but there are favorites going into this game. But Miss Karen, do you think it'll be even keen or maybe a one-sided encounter?
No, I don't think it's going to be a one-sided encounter because I know St. Lucia has a lot of guts, as we say here in the Caribbean, and Cayman Islands they have a lot going for them. They've showed up well in this tournament, but St. Lucia, on the other hand, have been a fighting force to be reckoned with, and so neither team is going to give each other an easy chance at victory here tonight.
Looking at the stats over the past 8 days, both Cayman Islands and St. Lucia have played 7 games apiece, and both teams have won 5 of those matches. This is what's set up to take place tonight, both on steady ground, even grounds. 5 wins from 7 matches, 2 losses apiece. Is going to be a good encounter, Miss Karen.
And Cayman Islands, they have come into this tournament not looking necessarily for a position, but looking to up their ratings, to improve on their rankings on the world stage. And I think that is a lot there's a lot riding on that for them. St. Lucia is already ranked, but they're looking to better their place as well. And so each team tonight will be looking to come out victorious.
Looking at the table, now this is an exhibition match, as we call it, as Cayman Islands are an invited team to this year's tournament. So the results of tonight's match will not have any bearing on the tournament itself, the International Netball Series itself. However, following the 8 nights of competition, St. Lucia have put themselves into position to more or less place second, defeating host Grenada in their encounter last night. It was a 4-point win, and that win more or less put St. Lucia ahead of Grenada on the competition table. St. Vincent continues to lead as the only unbeaten team in this encounter. Speaking of SVG, they are facing off against host Grenada in the second match of the night that's scheduled to shoot off in bare moments. But St. Lucia have done well for themselves and placed themselves into a competitive spot, second place.
Yes, and the only other thing that can happen, and this is a game is a sport, so anything can happen, is that Grenada defeats St. Vincent tonight and turns it all upside down, and then we have a three-way vying for the the crown here tonight.
So it's going to take something special, but going into these final two matches, as it stands, looking at the points and looking at where the teams are, St. Vincent is top of the table with St. Lucia second, Grenada third, but it comes down to how these two matches play off. Can Grenada create an upset here against the defending champions? What's going to take place on court 2? What's going to take place on court 1? We wait to see. Cayman Islands putting up strong games so far. Like we said, winning 5 of their 7 matches so far. The losses they faced were against St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Barbados. But Cayman Islands have really shown up here. They're showing that even though they're an invited team, they're here to compete. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Karen?
Of course, and they're not going to do it quietly. They're doing it very loudly indeed. They're letting them passes and the shots be heard.
What would you say has been St. Lucia's strength in this tournament so far, and what is something they may need to adjust as they face off a powerhouse like Cayman Island?
St. Lucia has definitely had a good shooting average thus far. They're in the 70s. They have the ability to steal passes and to quickly bring it down to their shooting circle to score. They have a fighting spirit, and I think that fighting spirit is going to have to carry them tonight against the Cayman Islands.
And the Cayman Islands, what has been working for them so far?
Well, the Cayman Islands came in as underdogs, and I think many people were not expecting to see the showing that they gave in this tournament, but they have come, they have made a statement, and they're saying we are here to stay.
And I agree with you. I think Cayman Islands was probably one of the teams that was underestimated coming into this year's competition. Nobody, I think, or not much people were looking for them to be the powerhouse that they have shown up to be, and I love that for them, that people went into these games thinking, okay, this may just be a walkover, but Cayman Islands said, you're here to make a statement, and they did just that with those 5 victories for the 7 games, and some may favor them to win against St. Lucia here tonight. Any adjustments you think St. Lucia need to make for Cayman Islands? Would you say Cayman Islands' strength is in their shooting and St. Lucia needs to adjust their defense?
Well, the Cayman Islands has shown to have good shooting as well as very good defense players. So St. Lucia, they will have to bring their all-A game tonight.
Most definitely. Those of you just tuning in, thank you very much, whether you're in Grenada, Carriacou, PT Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. We're getting ready for the final 2 matches of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. On court 1, this game right here, we will see Cayman Islands facing off against St. Lucia. Might just be even keel with both teams winning 5 of the 7 matches they've played this season. Those of you looking for another game on court 2, defending champions and just about winners this year, St. Vincent and the Grenadines will face off against hosts Grenada, which is usually the competitive match of the tournament as years gone by. So in case you want to tune into that, you can stick right here on this channel, ECCB Connects YouTube channel and the Facebook page, and get all the action. You can put both games side by side, 2 different devices, taking all the action, one on YouTube, one on Facebook, however your heart desires, because there are 2 matches that you really want to tune into. You don't want to miss a ball. So feel free, phone a friend, tell them to join the live, and in the meantime, you can comment in the comment section, tell us where you're watching from. So 2 things I want our viewers to do tonight. 1, tell me where you're watching from, and 2, tell me the teams you're supporting in these final 2 matches. So just represent with your flags. I want to see flags going left, right, and center, whichever one you want to represent for. Even if you're living in St. Lucia and you want to represent for Cayman Islands. You're living in St. Vincent, but you want to represent for Grenada. Whatever your heart desires, show me in the comments. And you just might get a little hail up here tonight as we get ready for both games. So stay right here. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into some international netball action. Cayman Islands versus St. Lucia is the 9th and final night of the ECCB International Netball Series. We'll be right back.
Have you seen the Grenada 50? The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, in collaboration with the government of Grenada, issued the Grenada $50 note in July 2024 to commemorate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. The Grenada 50 is printed on polymer. It is the same size and includes similar security features as the current EC banknotes in circulation. This limited edition $50 banknote was issued exclusively in Grenada, but it can be used in any of the ECCB member countries. The Grenada $50 note is legal tender. This means that it can be used for any of your standard and over-the-counter business transactions.
We have exciting news. ECCB Connects now has a WhatsApp channel. Follow us and stay in the loop with our latest videos, photos, and updates. It's simple. Just search for ECCB Connects in your WhatsApp Updates tab and get connected with all things ECCB. ECCB Connects. Who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.
Back inside with netball action. We're getting ready for the final 2 matches of the 5th International ECCB Netball Series. Cayman Islands getting ready to face off against St. Lucia. We have the team lineups for you, which Karen will share with our viewers and listeners wherever you are. So let's first look at the Cayman Islands. What does their lineup look like for tonight's game?
Okay, so the Cayman Islands, we have in goal shoot, we have Copeland, K. Copeland. Goal attack, R. Wilson. Wing attack, J. Fringpong. Center, K. Cow, and she is the captain for tonight. Wing defense, we have C. Pens. Goal defense, N. Lewis. And the goalkeeper, N. Lynch. And of course, the coach is L. Monteith.
So that's the starting lineup for Team Cayman Islands in this matchup here. And now let's take a look at what St. Lucia's starting 7 will look like tonight.
All right, so the St. Lucia girls on the court tonight. The goal shooter is X. Maxwell. Goal attack is M. Distang. Wing attack, V. Alexander. Center, N. Ferdinand. Wing defense is P. Wilson. Goal defense is L. Dovu. I hope I got that name correct. And goalkeep is J. Marshall. As I said, this Tang is the captain for tonight, and their coach is D.L. Joseph.
So that's the lineup for both teams as they get ready for the face-off. And there goes the starting whistle from the umpire. Cayman Islands versus St. Lucia is going to be another competitive one. Let's see what takes place as the starting 7 gets into positions. As they cross paths, they say goodnight, they wish each other good luck. And we're getting ready now for a competitive face-off between these teams. And St. Lucia is going to start with the center pass. They're being given the opportunity to get off the scoring first. Let's see what's going to take place here. And we're underway. St. Lucia opening with the center pass. Straight into the shooting circle. The goal shooter makes it count for Team St. Lucia, and they're the first to get off the scoreboard. Cayman Island, how will they respond with this one as the wing defense looks for a free man? Finds the center. Interception there by St. Lucia. St. Lucia starting off strong, offensively and defensively, as they intercept Cayman's play there. Then we see Malika, the captain, as the goal attack. Getting into position. Nice lob there to the goal shooter. But the ball goes out of court as she overbalances, and Cayman now takes possession. Cayman Islands with the ball. Umpire blows the whistle for an infringement on St. Lucia. Cayman Islands will maintain possession. The wing defense passes it to the center. Contact is called there on the goal attack for Cayman Islands, and St. Lucia once again with the ball. They have an opportunity here now to make it 3 goals. Cayman yet to get off the scoring. It's the opening moments of this encounter here. So Captain Malika goes up and she scores for Team St. Lucia, taking them to 3. Cayman yet to net a goal.
And Destang, she has been one of the driving forces on the St. Lucia team, have we seen it in the previous games. She's leading well as the captain.
Oh yes, running circles around some of these defensive players.
Yes, she does.
St. Lucia with the ball, gets it into the circle to Destang.
So Cayman is putting on some pressure there in St. Lucia's shooting third.
Nice pass there, a long one to the center. Distance is called there on the wing defense for St. Lucia. Cayman Islands still with the ball. Over to the wing defense, trying to get it into their shooting circle. The goal shooter adjusts herself and they lose that one.
Oh,
With a turnover to St. Lucia.
what a slip up there. Oh, and they get it back.
They get an opportunity to make it count this time as the umpire blows for an infringement. Distance is called on the goalkeeper for St. Lucia. Cayman's goal shooter goes up. She will retake that penalty pass, that penalty shot. Goal shooter settles herself and scores this one, taking Cayman to their first goal of this matchup. Cayman
both
Islands with the
teams
center.
Both teams are applying pressure on each other.
Goal attack for Cayman Islands. She
Pretty-
takes a side step, misses her shot.
Oh. So the
And the
pressure,
rebound is
there's some
thrown
nerves. There's
off
some
court.
nerves there. There is some nerves.
Nerves by who, you think?
Both teams, because you're seeing the little mistakes on both ends.
Goal shooter goes up and in for Cayman Islands.
That shot they went a begging,
Nets
but
in.
it was converted. It's a netball phrase.
I am tickled by that phrase. It went a begging. That's a nice way of putting it.
Yes.
St. Lucia now with the opportunity as the goal shooter goes up and scores for her team.
Pretty tight score.
Ooh, long pass there. Trying to get it down to their shooting third. Loses out as the ball goes out of court. St. Lucia now takes possession. The goal defense up to the wing defense. Umpire blows for an infringement. Cayman takes possession now. Contact is called on the goalkeeper for St. Lucia. The goal attack takes an attempt at the shot. She misses as the ball goes around the rim. The goal shooter will take another attempt here. Misses again, and now the goal defense for St. Lucia picks up the rebound.
Good fighting by the St. Lucian goal defense. And sometimes, Blossom, it seems as though the goal shoots gets away with murder. Seemingly so.
Seemingly
But
so.
in the circle, you have to be careful. Netball is still non-contact. It's not as some of the other sports.
Contact is called on Cayman's goal attack. St. Lucia with it. Cayman missing their early attempts here.
Very much so, and I'm wondering if it's some nerves on their part. They have been pretty accurate.
Let's see what they can do with this pass.
The shooting accuracy has been in the 80s thus far, and that's not counting this morning's game.
Nice
So,
lob to the goal shooter who scores for
Yeah,
Cayman
she-
Islands.
she will need to convert to boost her confidence and to make her feel capable. So she has to attempt those shots.
St. Lucia with the ball. To my calculations, the scores are tied at 3 apiece.
And the
Missing out on that shot there.
goal attack seems a bit pressured there.
Cayman takes possession of this one. Umpire double checking. Umpire switching out on balls here, ensuring that the ball is dry and fit for play. Cayman's ball. Long pass to the center. Center into the circle to the goal shooter. It's tipped out. Goal shooter takes a big step up for this penalty shot, and she scores. The scores are now leveled at 4 apiece. Cayman with the center pass now. Wing attack takes it, passes it to the center. With a step over to the wing attack. Wing attack back to the center. Contact is called there on the center. Cayman still with possession. She passes it into the circle to the goal attack. Bounces up the rim, but she catches her own rebound despite the efforts of the goalkeeper. And she's able to convert, taking Cayman Islands to 5.
And that's the whole idea. If you, as a shoot, you want the rebound just as much or even more than the goal defenses.
St. Lucia with it now. Captain Malika goes up and in for Team St. Lucia is still tied 5 apiece in this matchup. Cayman Islands with the ball now. And the goal shooter scores.
And Blossom, if this continues, the team that makes the least mistakes will be victorious.
That's what's going to take place here tonight, because both teams are on point, or at least I should say St. Lucia is playing the better offensive game here.
Yes, they are. But they will have to
Keep that momentum.
keep it and make some steals.
St. Lucia with a penalty shot here. Going to be taken by the goal shooter. She goes up and she scores.
And sometimes, Blossom, your opponent brings out the best in you. So let's see. This game is in for a very good, and
Nice steal there by St. Lucia.
they're waiting.
Let's see if they can take advantage and capitalize. Nice bounce pass to the goal attack. Distance is called there by the umpire. Goal attack takes the penalty shot, misses. Goal shooter picks up the rebound, and she nets that one for Team St. Lucia.
So you have to want it.
You do.
And St. Lucia seems to want it.
This is a nice opportunity for them here to cement themselves as a strong contender in regional netball. Cayman Islands now with the pass outside the court. Long pass there to the center court. Wing defense over to the goal attack. Goal attack over to the center. Center looking for somebody in the circle. Obstruction is called there on the center for St. Lucia. Cayman keeps the ball. Contact is called on Cayman's goal shooter. St. Lucia now picks up the pass.
The St. Lucian defenses are really on their toes.
Oh, yes.
And that will be rewarded with interceptions once they can cleanly intercept.
Distance there on the Cayman defensive player. St. Lucia will maintain possession of this pass. Lobs it to her goal shooter, but the umpire blows for an infringement on the keeper. Captain Distan goes up and in for Team St. Lucia, taking them to 8. Cayman Islands on 6. Nice interception
lovely steal there.
That was nicely done by Team St. Lucia. Make it count. Goal shoot. Goes up and in. Clean with it. Taking her team to 9. Cayman Islands on 6. St. Lucia with the early lead here in the first quarter. Just under 8 more minutes left. Over to the center. Center to the circle. Nice back and forth there as the goal shooter settles herself. She shoots a successful long pass. And St. Lucia shows that they're here to win this one. Getting into double figures here. 10-6 ahead of the Cayman Islands.
Oh,
Goal shooter
where were they?
Goal shooter alone, and she capitalized on the opportunity, going up and
You do
scoring.
not want to leave your shooter at all like that as a defense.
Footwork is blown there on St. Lucia. Cayman Islands now has an opportunity to capitalize on what is deemed a basic netball skill. Penalty pass for Cayman Islands here, taken by the center to the wing attack. Into the circle to the goal shooter. She takes a big step, goes up, misses, and St. Lucia will pick up the rebound. St. Lucia are looking for the rebound and are being successful at it. Taking the opportunities as they come. Ball goes out of court. Sorry. Penalty pass here for Team St. Lucia. Goal attack passes it over to the goal shooter. She goes up and in. Cayman with the center pass. Over to the goal defense back to the center. Over to the wing, the goal attack. She passes over to the center. Nice goal shooter, goal attack. Standing there by herself. Receives the ball and scores for Team Cayman Islands. St. Lucia with the pass. Interception there. She just couldn't hold on to it. And she carries it over a third.
And these teams are playing their hearts out. Both would like to make this win number 6.
Goal attack missing her shot. Team St. Lucia gets back the rebound, and the goal shooter this time is successful with her attempt. 12-7, St. Lucia ahead. Cayman, what will they do with this ball? Another turnover there by Team Cayman Islands. St. Lucia capitalizing on that mistake, and the goal shooter is successful. St. Lucia putting on the pressure.
And you see how quickly they bring that ball down court into the shooting circle.
Goals, wins, matches.
Yes.
Just under 8 minutes left in the opening quarter of this contest here. Cayman Islands taking on St. Lucia in one of the final 2 games of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Cayman Islands with a pass. And that's the end of the first quarter, as Team St. Lucia takes the early lead. By my calculation, St. Lucia are on 13, Cayman Islands on 7.
I'm Boston, we see a pretty fast-paced game there. St. Lucia versus the Cayman Islands. Both teams, you can tell they won this win. But it's the little mistakes that has Cayman where they are now. So I think they will want to work on that. That and their shooting. Brush up on their shooting. They need to convert those shots. They have had a few missed shots. More than St. Lucia.
And St. Lucia coming out as the strong team here on the offensive side of things. A tough game against St. Lucia last night. They returned to play Barbados this morning, and now they're in another contest with Cayman Islands, but they're not showing any signs of fatigue. Kudos to Team St. Lucia coming out here strong.
St. Lucia is a team known for having a lot of guts, as we say, and they won this. They came here to do some damage, and they will. They're going down to the last. This is their final game, and they've had 5 wins so far, and that's not enough for them. So they want to make this number 6. They're not going to let Cayman Islands take it just like that from them.
Cayman Island needs to make some changes. Where do you think those changes need to be made?
Well, to me, the weakest part there is the shooting thus far. They seem to be able to get the ball up court pretty well there, but they need to finish off with the shots. The defenses are working. St. Lucia's shoots are quick, and they have height there too, and a little bit of the element of surprise when they make these quick turnovers, St. Lucia.
So let's see what's going to take place for the second quarter. Cayman Islands, St. Lucia locked in a deep battle here on the final night of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. Don't go anywhere. We're taking a quick break. A word from our title sponsors, and we'll be back with more action live from Tanteen, Grenada.
ECCB Connects is the official handle of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. How do you know it's the ECCB? All posts and reactions made by the ECCB on social media will carry the username ECCB Connects and feature this profile picture. Other pages with the name Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, such as these, are not official pages. Like, subscribe, and follow us today. You'll know it's the ECCB by this profile pic and the handle at ECCB Connects.
Have you seen the Grenada 50? The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, in collaboration with the government of Grenada, issued the Grenada $50 note in July 2024 to commemorate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. The Grenada 50 is printed on polymer. It is the same size and includes similar security features as the current EC banknotes in circulation. This limited edition $50 banknote was issued exclusively.
We're starting the second quarter here. St. Lucia with the early lead, 12 goals to Cayman Islands 8. Cayman Islands will start off with the center pass as we get underway the second quarter of this highly competitive matchup. St. Lucia with the early lead here. Umpire calling for contact on the wing attack for Cayman Islands. St. Lucia with the pass, getting it down to their side of the court. Wing attack over to the center, back to the wing attack. Over to the goal attack, who's out of the shooting circle. Contact called on St. Lucia's goal attack. So they lose that ball and it goes back to Cayman's possession.
Good work there by the Cayman defense.
Distance call there on St. Lucia. Cayman continues with the possession. Interception there by the goalkeeper for St. Lucia.
Lovely interception there.
Knowing they needed to get that one back. Penalty pass here for Team St. Lucia. Goal attack moves around, but the pass to the goal shooter is intercepted there. They manage to get it back. She takes a step, takes a shot, and succeeds. Moving Team
shot.
St. Lucia to 13.
Lovely pressured shot there. Oh,
Nice interception there by the wing
lovely.
defense. Cayman Islands with it now, stealing that one here. Umpire blows for distance on the St. Lucian player. Nice long pass there to the goal attack. She goes up and she shoots and scores. Cayman Islands 9, St. Lucia 13. The center for Cayman Islands. With this one, umpire blows for an infringement. Cayman still with the possession. Bounce pass into the shooting circle. Some gymnastics there by the goal defense. But Cayman Islands will pick up this one just outside the circle. A penalty shot for the goal shooter as she steps up and she scores, taking Cayman Islands to double figures. It's 13-10. Team St. Lucia looking to get another one. Contact is called on Cayman center as the goalkeeper reads the play and intercepts accordingly. Cayman with the opportunity here. They're trailing behind by 3 points. What will they do with this steal? Goal shooter trying to get closer. She steps up to the pole and she converts. Cayman now up to 11. St. Lucia 13.
The defenses are really reading these passes. The St. Lucian goal shoots are making the goal shoot and the goal attacks into that circle. So they have to be careful about that. They do not have to make the passes so obvious.
Cayman with another one, taking them within 1 point of Team St. Lucia. Cayman stepping on the gas now, netting 4 goals in this quarter, while St. Lucia has only been able to net 1. Nice play there by the goal attack, Captain Distang. And she converts for Team St. Lucia, taking them to 14. Cayman Islands on 12. Cayman Islands with the center pass. She looks backward, finds the goal defense. Over to the wing defense, back to the goal defense. She finds the wing attack. And the umpire blows for an infringement on the goal defense. She tries a long shot and misses, but she has a second opportunity as the umpire blows and awards Cayman Island penalty shot, which they convert, taking them to 13. St. Lucia 14.
Blossom to the way that both teams are playing. At this, the last game in the tournament, where they had pretty much morning and afternoon games throughout, speaks to the level of fitness.
Oh yes.
You know, they are fit and they're able to keep up with the momentum in this game. And this is a very crucial game for both of them. And they are both going at it. So fitness is really important in these tournaments.
Have to ensure you do what you need to do to have that stamina to endure to the end.
To the end.
Turnover there back to St. Lucia. St. Lucia leads 15-13. And the ball goes out of court. Cayman Islands with that possession now. Cayman Islands getting it into their shooting circle. Goal shooter adjusting herself. Umpire calls for the holding of time. She calls for an infringement on St. Lucia's defense, and Cayman Islands takes that opportunity to net another one, taking them to 14. St. Lucia 15 in this matchup. St. Lucia with the center pass. Umpire blows, advances play in favor of Cayman Islands. picked up by the wing defense. They get it into the circle.
Nobody is there. Where are the defenses?
And now the game is tied 15 goals apiece. Cayman Islands responding now after St. Lucia took the early lead in the first quarter. Cayman putting it up. Penalty shot. She scores.
Lots of penalties in the circle for the Cayman Islands.
Cayman edges ahead on 16. St. Lucia 15. How will St. Lucia respond to this lead that Cayman has taken? Goal shooter adjusting herself as the goal attack comes forward. A side pass to the goal shooter. She goes up and scores.
A little bit of mix-up there between the two defense players for the Cayman Islands.
Nice competitive match here between St. Lucia and Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands are making a comeback in the second quarter, and the scores are leveled at 16 apiece. And now Cayman goes ahead to 17, while St. Lucia has an opportunity here with their center pass. 17-16. Cayman Islands. Ball goes out of court. Cayman Islands now with the pass. Nice long pass to the goal defense. Goal defense to the center. Center back to the goal defense. Short pass to the center. Getting it down to their shooting circle. Wing attack. Passes it into the circle to the goal shooter. Umpire breaks that spell there and calls for an infringement on the defensive player for St. Lucia. She takes a step up and she takes a successful long shot, taking Cayman Islands forward to 18 while St. Lucia is on 16. Cayman with the center pass. She looks backward to the wing defense. They still manage to hold on to it. St. Lucia with a penalty pass here, hoping to convert. Let's see if they can come within one here of Cayman Islands as they lead with 2 points, 18 to St. Lucia's 16. Penalty shot here, awarded to St. Lucia. The goal shooter takes it and she scores for Team St. Lucia. 18-17, Cayman ahead by 1, but it's St. Lucia's center pass. Let's see what happens here. Center, long pass to the goal attack. Goal attack, back to the center. Umpire blows for footwork on St. Lucia's goal attack. Not a mistake you want to be making here.
Nope, not
in this tight
not
match.
Not there, not in the goal third, not in the goal circle. But that's the game.
Cayman Islands will take it as the ball goes out of court. Nice successful shot there by Cayman Islands, and it's their center pass now. Let's see if they can go up further. It's 19-17 in favor of Cayman Islands. Distance is blown there on St. Lucia, and the goal shooter nets a far one this time, taking Cayman Islands to 20. St. Lucia 17. And just in case you're hearing that noise behind me, that's the 8th man cheering on Team Grenada as they face off against defending champion St. Vincent.
Oh, lovely shot there by St. Lucia's Distang.
Taking them to 18. Ball goes out of court and it's St. Lucia's pass. She gets it into the goal defense to the wing attack. Wing attack with a long pass to the goal attack. Back to the wing attack. Into the shooting circle as the goal shooter settles herself. So she passes it to the goal attack. And Captain Distang comes through for her team once again. It's now 2019 in favor of Cayman Islands. But it's St. Lucia's pass. Into the shooting circle, the goal attack. Settles herself a side pass to the goal shooter, who's successful and levels the score. It's now 20 all. Cayman Islands, St. Lucia, both looking for their 6th win of this tournament.
Yep. Ding dong battle there. Another turnover.
Just goes to show how competitive these ladies are on the court. Neither one willing to give up the fight.
Yep. And I say kudos to the umpires. They have the game under control. It's a pretty active game.
St. Lucia with the pass into the circle to goal attack. She settles herself. A nice lob over to her goal shooter. Distance is called on the goal defense. She stands aside as the goal shooter takes the penalty shot and she scores. St. Lucia moving ahead now, 21 to Cayman Islands 20. Umpire advancing play in favor of Team St. Lucia here. Penalty pass. Distance is called on the goal defense for Cayman Islands. St. Lucia.
And we've seen a little drop in the Cayman Islands play. They are making a lot of mistakes there. A lot of contacts being called and interruptions. So
22-20. St. Lucia with a 2-point lead. Cayman Islands with the ball. Goal defense tries to get it to her player. A fumble, but they manage to hold on to it. And the umpire blows the whistle.
I think there's an obstruction there. St. Lucia's wing defense.
The goalkeeper is blown for contact there. St. Lucia's goalkeeper. And Cayman Islands, she takes a step and she nets a far one. That was a nice clean shot.
Lovely shot.
22-21. St. Lucia still ahead by 1 point. Into the circle to the goal shooter. Goal shooter finds her center. Nice play there between the goal shooter and the center. She goes up and nets one for Team St. Lucia. 23-21. St. Lucia ahead by 2. Cayman Islands, nice. 1-2 into the shooting circle. She takes a big step. But the umpire blows for an infringement and turnover to St. Lucia. How can they capitalize on this? Center coming forward to the pass. She looks back. Gets it into the circle to the goal shooter. Nice lob to the goal attack. She passes to the goal shooter. Nice move there and it pays off.
Yep.
As the goal shooter nets this one, taking St. Lucia to 24. Cayman Islands on 21. Umpire blows.
The wing defense was waiting for that call.
Sometimes you can tell when you make a mistake.
Yes.
Hoping the umpire doesn't see.
Oh yes, but not these umpires here tonight. They are picking up every little infringement.
And that's the end of the second quarter in this ding-dong battle between Cayman Islands and St. Lucia. And it's a 24-21 scoreline. St. Lucia ahead of Cayman Islands, maintaining their lead. It's been cut down to 3 though, compared to the first quarter, which ended 12-8 in favor of St. Lucia. End of the second quarter, 24-21 in favor of Team St. Lucia. So they're putting the pressure on Cayman. Not even putting the pressure, they're taking the lead.
They're taking the lead.
Kudos to St. Lucia. What's working for them in this matchup?
They're fit. They are fit. They look the fitter team on court at this time. We've seen a little lull on the Cayman Islands team. And so St. Lucia has that going for them. So they have to take advantage of their fitness and the turnovers that they're having and convert their shots. Cayman is not going to let them have it easily. So they are going to come back with a plan.
Cayman Islands made a comeback of sorts in the second quarter. At one point they were leading in this quarter. What have they tapped into? What changed for them getting ready for this second quarter?
They went back on and they were hustling the passes, and they were very businesslike in getting the ball into the circle. And I think it's important to minimize on the number of passes as much as you can, so that you can get the ball into the circle as quickly as possible, kind of take the defenses off guard and convert your shots. But they were not able to keep up with that momentum, and you saw St. Lucia going back into the lead and taking the lead and maintaining the lead to the end of the quarter.
Expectations and predictions for the start of the second half, the third quarter?
Well, I expect St. Lucia to keep the pressure on, and the Cayman Islands will want to take over the lead. This is a crucial part of the game, and so St. Lucia is not going to give it away easily.
That's right. That's what's taking place here on the final night of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. St. Lucia taking the lead and keeping the lead against the Cayman Islands. At the end of the second quarter, it's 24-21 in favor of St. Lucia. Let's see what takes place in the third quarter as we get ready to wrap up this year's tournament. It is the ECCB International Netball Series. We'll be right back after a quick word from our title sponsors.
We have exciting news. ECCB Connects now has a WhatsApp channel. Follow us and stay in the loop with our latest videos, photos, and updates. It's simple. Just search for ECCB Connects in your WhatsApp Updates tab and get connected with all things ECCB. ECCB Connects. Who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean.
ECCB Connects is the official handle of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. How do you know it's the ECCB? All posts and reactions made by the ECCB on social media will carry the username ECCB Connects and feature this profile picture. Other pages with the name Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, such as these, are not official pages. Like, subscribe, and follow us today. You'll know it's the ECCB by this profile pic and the handle at ECCB Connects.
Have you seen the Grenada 50? The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, in collaboration with the government of Grenada, issued the Grenada $50 note in July 2024 to commemorate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. The Grenada 50 is printed on polymer. It is the same size and includes similar security features as the current EC banknotes in circulation. This limited edition $50 banknote was issued exclusively in Grenada but it can be used in any of the ECCB member countries. The Grenada $50 note is legal tender. This means that it can be used for any of your standard and over-the-counter business transactions.
We have exciting news. ECCB Connects now has a WhatsApp channel. Follow us and stay in the loop with our latest videos, photos, and updates. It's simple. Just search for ECCB Connects in your WhatsApp Updates tab and get connected with all things ECCB. ECCB Connects. Who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah. We've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride. Moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean. Rising higher. Women of the Caribbean, yeah. Rising higher.
And it's the start of the third quarter as St. Lucia and Cayman Islands are locked in battle here. 24-21. St. Lucia maintaining the lead they started this game with. And at the halftime mark, let's see if any changes will take place here in the way this contest will go. But for now, St. Lucia is the team to beat.
And Blossom, I don't think any of the teams made changes to the squad, which says something.
Missed opportunity there for Caymans. Obstruction is called there on the goal attack for Cayman Islands. St. Lucia maintains the pass. The center to the goal shooter.
Cayman Islands doesn't want to lose any of their center passes. They want to convert each of them and also some of St. Lucia's if they are going to come back into this game.
Once again, Captain Malika is blown for footwork here in this matchup, and that's not a mistake you want to make with just 3 points ahead. Cayman Islands looking to capitalize now. Long
She plays
pass.
pretty quickly and she doesn't stay on her 2 feet for long.
Always moving.
Yes.
Penalty pass here awarded to St. Lucia.
The pressure is on once again.
Nice long pass into the goal shooter for St. Lucia. And she settles herself for this penalty shot and she scores. St. Lucia first on the board in this quarter, taking them to 25. Cayman Islands are still on 21. St. Lucia with the center pass, now umpire blowing for distance on the wing defense for Cayman Islands. So St. Lucia will maintain the pass, the goal attack. The ball bounces off the rim. Cayman Islands gets the rebound as the umpire calls for contact on the goal shooter for St. Lucia. So Cayman Islands will get this pass once the ball returns to the shooting circle. Long pass there. And there's an interception by Team St. Lucia, and the goal attack will get another opportunity. Penalty pass for Cayman Islands from the shooting circle. Getting it down to their shooting third is the goal. Searching for a free player. Center manages to hold on to it. Penalty pass awarded to Team Cayman Islands. To Team St. Lucia, sorry. No, Cayman Islands. Contact is called there on the goal defense. The goal shooter for Cayman Islands takes a step up and she shoots and scores. Their first goal of this quarter. 25-22, St. Lucia ahead by 3.
The Cayman Islands have had a better scoring average overall than their opponents on court, but tonight St. Lucia is showing the better shooting team as they continue to lead.
25-22, St. Lucia just ahead. The defense is doing a good job. But they get the ball to the goal shooter and she scores for Team St. Lucia. They now move to 26 on the scoreboard. Cayman Islands on 22. St. Lucia with the center pass. But St. Lucia is making a quick change here. Malika, who has been playing goal attack for the first 2 quarters and a piece, now moves to the center. And the center will now go in as the goal attack. A strategic play there by St. Lucia. Let's see how it helps. Your thoughts on this change, Karen?
It's pretty interesting as I look at that last piece of play. I think the captain thinks maybe she can do some more damage on the attack or defensive end for her team.
Cayman Islands with the ball. The goal attack goes up and she scores. St. Lucia 27 ahead of Cayman Islands, who's on 23. St. Lucia with the ball, getting it down to their shooting third and their shooting circle, but intercepted there by Cayman Islands. How can this turnover help Cayman in this fight?
So Ferdinand is now at the goal attack, and this time has gone to shepherd her team at center.
St. Lucia with the penalty pass. Long pass, trying to get it into the circle.
Oh.
It's tipped out of court there. Bounces back in actually. And St. Lucia will maintain possession in their shooting third. Distang looking for a free man, looks back and finds the wing defense. Wing defense to the goal attack. Goal attack to the center. Center into the circle to the goal shooter. She steadies herself. Goes up and in for Team St. Lucia. That takes them to 28. Cayman Islands on 23.
The new goal attack is left alone by the defenses. I don't know why.
Double teaming the goal shooter doesn't always work.
But they have not been given the goal attack, the passes. So I'm looking at that if they're going to be depending on the goal shoot to convert all their shots while they stand, make some movements up higher up the court.
We wait to see if this will affect them positively or not. But St. Lucia with the opportunity here now to go up to 29 as the goal attack and the goal shooter passes it to each other. Penalty shot to Team St. Lucia, which she nets. 29 St. Lucia, 24 Cayman Islands. Cayman with the center pass.
Of course, that's a contact call there by
St. Lucia picks up the rebound here. Ball goes out of court and they come back to the line as Cayman takes control, but St. Lucia intercepts.
It was a pretty short pass there into the circle. The defenses are moving and they are jumping, so that would not get past them.
Goal attack with an attempt here. Nothing but net for her.
Ferdinand is successful, so
she moves Team St. Lucia to 30. Cayman Islands on 24. Nice long pass from the wing attack into the shooting circle. Ferdinand with another one here, taking Team St. Lucia to 31.
So the change seems to be working.
It's now a 7-point lead here for Team St. Lucia. Umpire blows for an infringement here. And Team Cayman in the shooting circle. Goal shooter takes a big step up and she scores, taking them to 25. 6 points behind St. Lucia, who's out front on 31. Fell short on that pass there, but St. Lucia manages to hold on to it. Into the circle to the goal shooter. She goes up, needs a little bit more strength, catches her rebound, has an opportunity to redeem herself, and she does.
Good. And Blossom, we've seen the evolution of some of the rules for netball. That particular pass where the player purchased on the ball on the ground, in the past years ago, that would have been an infringement and she would have lost the pass. But I think it's a sensible rule change. She just needed to balance herself a bit because of the type of pass that she had to collect. So that's a rule change that augurs well for netball.
Oh yes, it does, as Cayman Island gets an attempt here with a penalty shot. Goal attack goes up and she goes in, taking them to 26. St. Lucia still out front on 32. It's a 6-point lead here for Team St. Lucia against the Cayman Islands. They took the lead from early in this match and they never really let up, although Cayman Islands did come back in the second quarter. St. Lucia continues to be the dominant shooting team in this matchup. And they're ahead by 6 points. Bounces off the rim. And they're successful with that shot there. That's Team Cayman, Team St. Lucia. 33-26 in favor of St. Lucia. 7-point lead here in this matchup against the Cayman Islands. Umpire calls for distance on the defensive player for Cayman Islands, and St. Lucia's goal shooter takes advantage of that penalty shot, taking her team to 34. Umpire advances play in favor of St. Lucia following an infringement on the defensive player for Cayman Islands. The goal shooter will take an attempt and she scores for Team St. Lucia. St. Lucia coming through tonight in this matchup, cementing themselves as a strong contender in Caribbean netball.
They have surely taken a
nice play there.
Control of the game. And they are in command.
35-27, St. Lucia ahead. St. Lucia with the ball. Nice. Nice play there. The goal attack goes up. And she shoots and scores. 36 for St. Lucia. 27. It's now a 9-point lead for the Lucians in this matchup against Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands with this pass. Umpire blows here for an infringement in the shooting circle on the goal defense for St. Lucia. So the goal attack for Cayman. Woo, nice, long, successful
Lovely shot.
That was smooth. Straight into the net. Taking them to 28. St. Lucia still out front though on 36. With about 2 more minutes left in this third quarter. St. Lucia from outside the court. Inside. A long pass over the shooting circle. They get it into the shooting circle. The goal attack adjusting herself. Getting more comfortable. She gets a penalty shot. Sidesteps and passes to her goal shooter. But the umpire once again blows for an infringement. And she shoots up and scores the goal shooter for St. Lucia. Taking them to 37. Maintaining a 9-point lead here over Cayman Islands, who are on 28.
And St. Lucia is defending and marking every ball.
Turnover by Cayman Islands here as they repossess this one to get it down to their shooting third. Into the circle, but intercepted there by the goal defense for Cayman Islands. And now it's back into St. Lucia's hands. Some quick turnovers. And as the ball rolls out of court, Cayman Islands will pick up the pass. She finds the center. Getting it out of the center court is now the goal. Getting it into their shooting circle. Nice lob there to the goal shooter. The goal attack, sorry, who was waiting for it. And she converts another one for Cayman Islands. 29 to St. Lucia's 37.
And that's what the Cayman Islands have to do. They have to get their ball safely down the court, into the circle, and convert.
St. Lucia in the shooting circle. Goal shooter goes up, and she scores. I love this for St. Lucia. Kudos to them. 14 goals up in this quarter. Whereas Cayman Islands have only managed 8 goals in this quarter. So St. Lucia really extending on their lead here in this matchup. Seconds away from the whistle ending the third quarter. Let's see if Cayman can net one before the whistle goes off. Goal shooter to the goal attack. And just in time as the umpire blows the whistle for the end of the third quarter. And Cayman Islands on 30. St. Lucia 38. Miss Karen, St. Lucia said we've taken the lead. We're still in the lead and we're not letting up. 14 goals alone in this quarter.
They have a statement to make. They are not going to go down on the Cayman Islands. They have come here with a purpose, which is to win all their matches. They have not won all their matches, but this is the final match and they are not going to lose here tonight. They have put all into it. They're running now on 150%, I think, because they are digging. This is, as I said, this is the last game, and a lot of their cylinders could be almost empty, but yet they are going at it. Cayman Islands, they will have to do something drastic to cut down this lead and overtake St. Lucia and then maintain the lead. So they have a lot of work to do in this final quarter. Do they have the stamina? Do they have what it takes?
The intestinal fortitude
to cut down the mighty Pitons here tonight.
Well, the Pitons are in the lead and they're stomping their authority in this matchup. 38-30, St. Lucia ahead of Cayman Islands as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. Stick and stay. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up this game here and end the final night of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series. We'll be right back.
ECCB Connects is the official handle of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. How do you know it's the ECCB? All posts and reactions made by the ECCB on social media will carry the username ECCB Connects and feature this profile picture. Other pages with the name Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, such as these, are not official pages. Like, subscribe, and follow us today. You'll know it's the ECCB by this profile pic and the handle at ECCB Connects.
Have you seen the Grenada 50? The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, in collaboration with the government of Grenada, issued the Grenada $50 note in July 2024 to commemorate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence. The Grenada 50 is printed on polymer. It is the same size and includes similar security features as the current EC banknotes in circulation. This limited edition $50 banknote was issued exclusively in Grenada, but it can be used in any of the ECCB member countries. The Grenada $50 note is legal tender. This means that it can be used for any of your standard and over-the-counter business transactions.
We have exciting news. ECCB Connects now has a WhatsApp channel. Follow us and stay in the loop with our latest videos, photos, and updates. It's simple. Just search for ECCB Connects in your WhatsApp Updates tab and get connected with all things ECCB. ECCB Connects. Who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.
Women of the Caribbean, rising higher.
It's the fourth and final quarter here. St. Lucia with the first taste of a goal in this quarter. Taking them to 39. Cayman Islands with the ball here. Goal attack bounces off the rim.
Oh.
St. Lucia picks up the rebound. She takes a fall, but she's well enough to run and get that pass. St. Lucia with it. Center to the goal shooter. To the wing attack, back to the goal shooter. She goes up and in. St. Lucia with the first.
It's good to see
goals.
how, even at the fourth quarter, the St. Lucians are not showing signs of being tired. Lovely pass there. Lovely shot.
Always be prepared in case a pass comes your way. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Cayman Islands with this penalty pass here. Nice long pass into the shooting circle. Well taken there, and she makes it count.
Good result.
Cayman Islands' first goal of the quarter, taking them to 31. St. Lucia ahead on 41. St. Lucia back to the center, back into the goal attack. Distance there called on the goal defense. She goes up and scores. St. Lucia moves to 42. Cayman behind on 31. Cayman Islands with the pass. The center looking for a free man. Umpire calls for an infringement on St. Lucia's defensive player. Nice pass there and communication by the Cayman shooters. And the goal attack nets another one for Team Cayman. It's a 10-point lead for St. Lucia here, 42-32. St. Lucia with it. Ooh. Nice save there by the center. Umpire blows for infringement on the goalkeeper. So St. Lucia will keep possession here. Goal shooter goes up and in. It's 43 St. Lucia, 32 Cayman Islands.
And St. Lucia continues to give it all. They all
Oh, they're finishing strong in this tournament.
They're playing as though it's first couple days of the tournament.
And I am impressed because their last 3 games, including this one, have been against tough opponents.
Yes.
They won against Grenada last night. They played Barbados, another strong game this morning. And they lost that one, unfortunately, but they returned to another strong team here against Cayman, not showing signs of fatigue, and they're able to hold on to a sizable lead in this contest. So kudos to St. Lucia. Whatever they're doing to recover is working for them. St. Lucia nets another one. Now up to 44. Cayman Islands on 33. It's an 11-point lead here for Team St. Lucia. It's the 4th and final quarter, just about 10 more minutes left in this game. Cayman Islands, a nice big step there. Shoots, misses, but catches her own rebound. And the goal shooter nets that one, taking Cayman Islands to 34. St. Lucia still ahead on 44. Quick pass to the goal shooter, back outside to the center. Center tries to find her goal attack. Umpire blows the goal attack there for contact, and Cayman Islands will take this penalty pass. Into the shooting circle. She goes up and scores. 35 to Cayman Islands.
That's a good reward for that hard work by the Cayman goal defense.
Cayman Islands with the pass into the circle to the goal attack. She makes a long shot.
Oh, lovely shot.
Nothing but net. 36 for Cayman Islands, 44 for St. Lucia. Nice pass there. Penalty on the goal defense.
Yeah, she was a little late in getting there, so. Oh,
nice
lovely rebound by the goal shoot. Those long arms.
Working to their advantage as St. Lucia forges ahead here, 45-36. It's a 9-point lead for Team St. Lucia.
At this stage in the game, you don't want to send too many high passes, especially if there's a little bit of fatigue in there.
Cayman Islands ball. Center gets it. She passes it on. Long pass into the shooting circle. She saves it as she loses her balance off court. And she's able to get it back. Goes up and in for Cayman Islands. 37 now. St. Lucia still ahead on 45. St. Lucia, goal attack, over to the wing defense, to the center. Umpire blows for a penalty pass in favor of St. Lucia. It will be taken by the wing attack. Wing defense stands to the side as the ball goes into the shooting circle to the goal shooter. Pass to the goal attack. She goes up and it goes in. St. Lucia now up to 46. Cayman Islands with the pass. Long high lob there into the shooting circle. Umpire blows for contact. And the goal shooter nets nevertheless for Cayman Islands, taking them to 38. And Cayman Islands making some quick changes here.
I think it's maybe the first set of changes we've seen.
Center, the wing defense, and the wing attack for Cayman Islands, making some changes for them in the 4th and final quarter. Just under 8 minutes left in this game. Let's see if it'll make a difference for them.
Oh, good marking there by the goal defense. There's still some life in this game, Blossom.
Oh, yes. The players looking like they can make another quarter.
Oh, yes.
St. Lucia with the pass, center to her wing attack back to the center to the goal attack. Goal attack tries to get it to her goal shooter. She does so, and the goal shooter nets this one for Team St. Lucia, taking them to 47. Cayman Islands on 38. Cayman with the center pass to the goal attack. She looks for a free player, looks backward to the wing defense. Distance is called there on St. Lucia, but play continues. And as they get into the shooting circle, the goal attack steps up to the plate and scores one for Team Cayman, 39. St. Lucia still out front on 47. Center to the wing attack.
Goal defense got tricked. There.
And the goal attack comes through for Team St. Lucia. So that change they made with Captain D. Stang, moving her to the center and moving the center to the goal attack, is working for Team St. Lucia.
It is.
And it's now 48 St. Lucia, 39 to Cayman Islands.
The Stang is key on that team.
Oh, yes. And
She's a game changer.
And she looks like she can play any position when it comes to attacking.
Oh, yes. And I think if push come to shove, according to local parlance, she'll do well in the defense.
Oh, yes. I'd like to see her as a defensive player.
She'll put her best. She looks as a player that will give you 100% every day. First quarter right down to the last quarter.
St. Lucia with it. The goal attack goes up and in. An advantage shot there for them, taking them to 49. And Team Cayman is on 39.
Oh, yes, that was a replay call there. Little fumble with the ball. St. Lucia on wing attack.
It's Cayman Islands.
Wide ball.
Tries to save it and it goes straight into the hands of St. Lucia, but back into Cayman Islands. Some quick turnovers there.
Oh.
Just under 5 more minutes left in this match. Cayman Islands gets her own rebound. The goal shooter. Taking them to 40. 49-40, St. Lucia ahead. Cayman Islands looking to reduce that deficit. St. Lucia with the pass. Goal attack over to the center. Over to the goal shooter. Back to the center. Contact is called there on Cayman center. St. Lucia maintains possession. The goal attack will take the penalty pass. She steps up. Passes it overhead to the goal shooter. Distance is called on the goalkeeper. And the goal shooter nets the penalty shot, taking them to half a century. St. Lucia ahead on 50. Cayman Islands 40.
Yet another turnover.
Just about 4 more minutes left in this match. St. Lucia ahead. Is it too late for Cayman Islands to make a comeback here? It's never over until it's over. St. Lucia with the pass. Wow. It slips into Cayman Islands' possession. And the wing defense was blown for contact there as Cayman Islands gets this one. Ooh, and a bad pass there, bad communication.
Yep.
And the ball goes out of court.
She passed it where she should have been. But she was blocked by the goal keep. So she could not have been there to receive that pass.
Oh, another turnover there to Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands making a surge here. Ooh.
Wow, that was a topple.
That was
Oh,
a
but she's
topple,
back
but
up.
she's back, spring back up actually.
Very agile.
Very agile and not hurt. And she makes it count.
Good reward.
Good reward for that tumble there. Taking Cayman Islands to 41. St. Lucia on 50. Cayman Islands. Nice save there. Nice save there. Make it count, and she does.
Lovely
42 to Cayman Islands. 50 to St. Lucia.
Lovely play by the Cayman
It's the
Islands
last
there.
moments of this match. Just about 2 more minutes left. Or I should say just about 1 minute left. St. Lucia. One of the final shots of this matchup. Cayman Islands with this penalty pass. Do they have enough time to net another goal? St. Lucia ahead. It's too late for Cayman to make a comeback, but they can go away with the final goal. Ooh! Another collision there, and possession now moves to St. Lucia. 30 seconds left or thereabouts. St. Lucia with it. Can they make...
They cannot win, but they're going to go down fighting. Scholarship shot.
Look at that. Look at that. In there alone, and she makes it count. Taking her team to 43, Cayman Islands. St. Lucia still ahead on 50. It's the final seconds of this contest here. Spice Isle, Grenada. And the ball goes out of court. And there's the final whistle. Team St. Lucia coming out victorious in this one. Congratulations to them. It's 50-43. St. Lucia, the Pitons. They're coming through. And they're victorious.
What a game, Blossom.
What a game it was.
The teams did not disappoint the crowd here at the Tanteen and also online. And I think those back in St. Lucia will be very proud of their girls. They have come out here for over the last 9 days. They've shown up. They've worked hard, and they have resulted in 5 wins, 6 wins for the tournament. And this last win was over a team that's not going to be ranked in this tournament in terms of position, but yet they gave it their all. And what a show here by St. Lucia.
Congratulations, Team St. Lucia, coming out victorious against the Cayman Islands in one of the final matches of the 5th ECCB International Netball Series.
And I'm sure they're going to both go back to the drawing board and work on their weak areas and come again stronger for next year's tournament.
Oh yes, and it's going to be another tight competition next year based on what we saw this year as the teams go back, take stock of what they did, what they didn't do, and prepare for another grueling tournament next year. But we're still in the last moments of the 2025 competition here. St. Lucia, and the noise you're hearing behind me is one of the highly anticipated games. Grenada and St. Vincent locked in battle. Less than 10 seconds to go. Host Grenada has the lead, and they're going to win this matchup against St. Vincent, breaking St. Vincent's winning streak. St. Vincent has gone through this tournament undefeated, and it's not until this final match that they taste defeat, and it's by none other than home country Grenada. What a fitting end to Grenada. Based on the stats now, with Grenada with 1 competition loss, St. Vincent with 1 competition loss, it will now come down to goal difference. And with Team St. Vincent with the 2nd and 3rd highest totals of the tournament, 93 and 92, I think it's fair to say based on goal difference, St. Vincent will still take the tournament title. But that does not take away from the sweet taste of victory for Team Grenada in this final match, the match that everyone or most people were looking forward to. Congratulations to the Spice Girls. As we wrap up this broadcast in this match against St. Lucia and Cayman Islands, we are going to say goodbye and good night from the sweet Isle of Spice. Thank you so very much for joining us on this journey. It's been 9 days of competitive netball action, and we wouldn't have been here without the support of all our viewers wherever you tuned in from on the ECCB Connect platforms. We so appreciate your time. Thank you so very, very much. Karen, your closing thoughts as you prepare for the closing ceremony?
It's always a bittersweet moment on the last day of competition. The girls would have formed friendships, they would have made friends, they would have networked, and everyone going back to their homes tomorrow, God willing. And it's going to be a sad time. Looking forward to another tournament. It has been a wonderful 9 days of competition. We've had a few interruptions with the weather, but yet I think that did not dampen the spirit of the girls, and they came every day, they gave their best, they showed up and they showed off. And so it has been an experience here at the Tanteen. I think they would never forget the sweet spice Isle of Grenada and playing in this venue. And Blossom is still the next tournament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think it may be next year. So we look forward to another competition of a high caliber as we look at the girls, the Spice Girls, celebrating their victory. It was a hard-earned victory for them.
Oh, yes.
Just as the St. Lucians, I think they feel excited and they're happy about this last win as well.
Oh yes, beating a team like St. Vincent is much to be happy about in this tournament. Even though they may not have won the title this year, that last victory against SVG, I think that has made up for it for them. So on behalf of the production team, we're going to sign off from this, but don't go anywhere because we're getting ready for the official closing ceremony. And this is where you're going to see all the awards: the top scoring team, best defensive team, the scorer with the most goals, which I'm sure would go to St. Vincent's captain, Marianne Frederick. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked onto ECCB Connects as we get ready for the closing ceremony in a short while from here. So we'll see you shortly. This is the 5th ECCB International Netball Series, the final night. Closing ceremony up next.
Yeah, yeah. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. The sky isn't even the limit. Girl power has us all in it. We surely making our mark, shining a light in the dark. Oh, women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Yeah, we've healed the scars, now we're shooting stars, not just here for the ride, moving with decency and pride. Women of the Caribbean, rising higher. Women of the Caribbean, yeah, rising higher. So let me hear you say yeah, one more yeah out there, yeah. Daughters, mothers, sisters, rising higher.
ECCB Connects is the official